taking more of a dangerous turn. Qatar has now confirmed that Israel targeted the world's largest gas field, the South Pars in the Persian Gulf. And this is a statement that is now coming in. Rather, this escalation that has now been reported on part of Iran, when in the Persian Gulf, that Qatar's Minister for State for Foreign Affairs has called for de-escalation across the region and has now urged Iran and the United States to return to the negotiating table. Because as far as he's been describing the strike to be a dangerous and irresponsible one, and the fire at the South Pars gas field in Iran that has also drawn global attention because of its critical pillar of global gas supply, and it is part of the larger North Dome South Pars reservoir, which is the biggest known gas reserve on the planet. Well, now let's get you an understanding as far as why this gas field actually matters, to which even President Trump has made a mention saying that Israel shouldn't have done that, attacking a section of this gas field in Iran. But what has now been said as far as the importance and the significance of this gas field, it holds nearly 19% of the global recoverable gas reserves. And this is said to be the Iran's, backbone when it comes to energy, supplying major share of Iran's domestic gas as well. And it is also shared with Qatar. So it has been shared between Iran and Qatar as far as the North Field is concerned, and it is said to be the economic lifeline that drives power industry, petrochemicals and revenue. And of course, any disruption to this place will lead to global energy impact that already now seems to be multiple countries feeling the pinch. So any disruption equals to escalation with global consequences, and targeting it, what has now been done on part of Israel, which President Trump says that it was something that Israel did not consult with the US, however, has asked Israel to think about such kind of attacks, especially when it comes to gas and oil refineries, is something that President Trump has now mentioned in a statement, but at the same time issuing a strong warning to Iran as well. Following the escalation over the South Pars gas field, President Trump says that the United States had no prior knowledge of Israel's strike and has stressed Qatar also had no involvement, and Qatar came in between as far as when it comes to Iran's retaliation is concerned, accusing Iran of wrongly targeting the energy facility in Qatar in response. So President Trump says that Israel, out of anger what has taken place in the Middle East, has violently lashed out at the major facility known as South Pars gas field in Iran. A relatively small section of the whole has been hit, and the United States knew nothing about this particular attack, saying that in a way Israel has taken a unilateral decision. The United States knew nothing about this, and the country of Qatar was in no way or shape or form involved with it. So nor did it have any idea that's going to happen. Unfortunately, Iran also didn't know when it comes to the pertinent facts to the South Pars attack, and unjustifiably and unfairly attacked a portion of Qatar's LNG gas facility. This is the retaliation that Iran carried out. President Trump has declared straight away saying no more attacks will be made by Israel pertaining to this extremely important and valuable South Pars field is concerned, unless Iran unwisely decides to attack the very innocent, in this case Qatar, in which instance that the United States of America, with or without any help or consent of Israel, will massively blow up the entire South Pars gas field, an amount that will strengthen and power Iran that it has never seen or witnessed before. So similar kind of warning that President Trump also gave to Iran, when the concerns were raised over the military infrastructure coming under attack on the Kharg Island, but the oil reserves were left out. Now, as far as the developments that are now coming in, let's also talk about what the US media has now been reporting. Contrary to President Trump's statement, there has been senior officials saying that the United States had prior knowledge of Israeli strike and even approved of it in an attempt to, increase pressure on Iran. Now, after the Iranians retaliated against Qatar's gas fields, Trump now seems to be changing course. Well, this is interesting and this is big and even more serious, Srinjoy, because that is the very first question that was raised. How is that possible that the US was not in the know, or Israel did not consult US when it comes to carrying out this major attack on a gas field in Iran?
Yes, usually when two countries fight together, there is a lot of joint planning, joint operations, joint exchange of knowledge, joint intelligence sharing, all of this is done jointly. Now, even when there's a attack by one of the two countries that is being planned, the other country usually is informed about the attack. So in this case, if Iran were to be hit by Israel, Israel will certainly tell the Americans that, look here, this is what we are planning. Now, this may have been an Israeli operation. America may not have been involved in it. About that, there is no doubt. Yes, certainly. But did Israel tell America? Now we are hearing two conflicting views. The president says, we didn't know.
Yes.
But there are officials who are quietly saying, yeah, we were told.
Well, that remains to be seen if there is any clarity given. However, President Trump says that he wasn't, kept in the loop as far as Israel carrying out this attack was concerned. But furthermore, he has also asked Israel not to carry out attacks as far as when it comes to energy and oil facilities, especially in Iran. Thank you very much, Enjoy, for getting us that update. In the meantime,